Excuse me,
Yeah.
I have a quick question. How can we deal with people on life from perspective standpoint?
Okay. Um, the best way you can deal with people on life, I reframe. One of the best ways for us to look at life is from the perspective of a student. Because when a student is ready, the teacher appears. Funny, I just had a phone call from a friend who confirmed to me how you cannot live life without experiencing, confirming the fact that he also sees life from the perspective of a student, to the point that he had to tell me how much he has learned from his employee or his subordinate, how much this particular employee has had a rub off on him. You understand? So the thing is, before I go ahead, let me quote. There's a great quote by Michelangelo, a great author and is a very popular person. In fact, he's a legend, somebody I respect. I've seen most of his works and they're very fascinating. He said, in every rock, there's a statue. In every rock, there's a statue. So this life has a maze of complexities which we can sieve through. But we cannot discover, just like the great artist, you cannot discover the statue in the rock except you get yourself together and put yourself in that position of learning. That's when you discover the statue in the rock. In one of his other great quotes, he said, if only people knew how much work he had to put in every task to gain mastery, at the end of the day, it will not be no wonder. It will not seem so wonderful at all. And the great book also corroborates this point, if that will help our understanding better, that whatever your hand finds to do, that you do with all might. Hmm, that is deep. All might. The impression, what this implies here, with all your might, that give it your 100%. Give it 100% attention, your energy, your time. In fact, give it all your resources. Stay in. In a race, it's not about the fastest runner. It's about him that gets to the finish line. That's how you know who wins. Because on your journey to stardom, in your journey to success, by the road, there are several distractions. But with focus, steady focus, consistency, even if you could be slow, but you sure you get to your destination. We all have dreams. Sometimes we drown ourselves in so much questions as to how these dreams can be realized. But I tell you, just be in the driver's seat. Be in the driver's seat and drive your dreams. Every driver who's focused, who avoid distractions, must get to the destination. All things being equal, you get to your destination. All things being equal. Avoid distractions, stay focused, tennis your efforts. According to what somebody said, whatever you do, tennis it. Tennis. One other way to learn as a student is sometimes to be in solitude. When you are alone by yourself, silence, in the presence of yourself, in the presence of the moment. That's when you get revelations. Silence speaks volumes. You see, sometimes when I'm in solitude, that most of the time I get revelation. You could be in solitude when you are in the bath, when you're in the shower. The most quiet place, for instance, in my own residence, is when I'm in the bathroom or when I'm in the shower. That's when I get this revelation. And when I get these revelations, it's so challenging, it's so overwhelming. Like I climax. intellectually. It's epiphany for me. Like one of the old scientists of old would say, it's eureka. Most of my creations, like right now, as I'm telling you this story, it's one of the revelations I got when I was in the bathroom. We can't live life without learning. We learn till eternity. We're put on earth to come learn. We're built for learning. We're built for activity. As we learn, it transforms to wisdom when it is applied. If your learning is not applied, it cannot be transformed to wisdom. Be it transformed by the renewing of your mind. Transformation comes from renewal. Renewal comes from the more information you get. So we don't stop learning. We don't stop. Remember, as we all learn, we should cloak ourselves with the garment of humility. That's how we get there. Humility is a great virtue when we learn. That's one of the attributes of a good student. So, finally, to answer your question, you must place yourself in the position of a student and look at life from the perspective of a student. That is how you get by, and that is how you get better because you learn. And learning most of the time comes from doing. Doing. Doing translates to your experience. How much work have you put in today? How many people have you imparted today? How many people have been impacted by the words you've spoken? Are you living an exemplary life? Whether we like it or not, people somewhere, somehow are watching. There are people you inspire. But be careful not to be a stumbling block. Let us all be careful. No one is left out. How we live our lives, what we say in our relational circle, how is it going to impact others? And eventually, how do we grow? How do we edify? Learning. See life from the perspective of a student. That is how you grow in faith. That is how you attain mastery. That is how you get your victory. Learn from great people. Learn from everyone, both old and young. Just have that mindset of a student. For if a student is ready, the teacher always appears. I hope this short message is impacting someone somewhere. I just want just one person. And if you are that one person, don't fail. Just send me a comment. Click your like and subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. Have a great day. Thanks. Ciao.